Yo, welcome to Hard Pass. I am your host, Jacques Slade. Today on the show, we've got Michael Jordan and Jordan Brand taking their talents elsewhere. Thoughts on the NBA as we head into the summertime, this week's hottest releases, and of course, we've got our Hard Pass. You know how we start the show? Let's get things kicked off with some hot takes. Our friends over at the Shoe Game present us with this style dilemma. The correct answer is, of course, to wear what you like and be open to either way depending on your fit. However, as somebody who traffics in scouring IG for clear pictures of Drake and Travis Scott and any other celebrity or athlete who rocks unreleased sneakers, I would prefer if everybody stayed in their skinny jeans era. According to Sneaker News, the off-white Air Force One mid that's a take on the iconic Rasheed Wallace black Air Force One high PE is coming soon. I imagine there's going to be a lot of heat in the negative for this because real sneakerheads don't wear mids. However, because Sheed, Nike, and Off-White probably had this in the works while the late Virgil Abloh was still alive, I don't mind it. But no doubt, if they were highs, the reception would be a lot different. Sneaker News is also reporting that Edison Chin's Clot will be ending their partnership with Nike after their next collab. Not only that, the big news is that Clot will be moving on to Adidas following the likes of Jerry Lorenzo, Kanye West, Sean Wotherspoon, and many more who made the jump from the swoosh to the three stripes. Going to be interesting to see what the response will be. What am I saying? I know what the response will be from the fans. Nike fanboys will be like, I never liked Clot anyway, while wearing those Air Force Ones with the tearaway upper and the three-stripe stance, will gloat while trying to remember what exactly Wotherspoon has done since he moved there. Neapolitan Air Jordan 11s are on the way. I'm assuming it was given that nickname because the patent leather mudguard is a dark brown, so I'm going to need whoever took these pictures to go back to the lab. What's the difference between a fancy photo shoot where you can't tell if the patent leather is supposed to be black or brown and a blurry leaked picture from the factory in China taken from a Nokia 3650? Exactly nothing. Eastside Golf's next project appears to be an Air Jordan 1 mid in green. Oh, what's that? Oh, that sound you heard are real sneakerheads who wouldn't be caught dead wearing mids running as far away as they can from these. Oh no, what is Eastside going to do without their approval? It's their loss actually. Jordan Brand admittedly drops a lot of whack mids, but those experiments are often test balloons for stuff they eventually try on the highs and the lows, and that's when the real sneakerheads come running back. Whatever. Christian Louboutin revealed their homage to 90s basketball and skate sneakers, the $1,000 Astro Luby. Stay tuned next week when we figure out which sneaker they actually copied to achieve this look. Taiwanese brand Namisake and Adidas Originals are teaming up to release what looks like some 4D printed sneakers and a new version of the Response CL trainer. Not gonna lie, when I first saw these, I thought someone just ran it through an AI image generator and said, make Vans slip-ons with chunky 3D printed midsoles. Look like there might be more to it. Who knew? The GOAT attended a NASCAR race in Jordan 1 lows. Shout out to Complex Sneakers for resisting the temptation to say something about those camo cargo shorts and just talking about the J's. We have grown as a society, y'all. Okay, I'm just kidding about the growth part. We're still terrible. Anyway, speaking of NASCAR, they will have completed their first race in the streets of Chicago by the time this episode goes live. So hopefully things went well for the number 45 car that looks like the Air Jordan 29 photo reel. It's actually a collab between Jordan's 2311 Racing, Just Dawn, and RSVP Gallery. Yeah, this is where all the money MJ is getting from selling his majority stake in the Hornets is going. Golf, motorsports, fishing. Those camo cargo shorts make more sense with each passing day. Keeping it in the Jordan realm, Reggie Saunders, VP of Jordan Brand's entertainment division, aka he makes those PEs that we all want, broke down his fave 5 for GQ magazine. It was a battle between the Cactus Jack 1 lows, aka the pair that Kevin Durant always wears, the Jordan 3 Slim Shady, the Jordan 13 for the Notorious Big, aka Biggie, the patent leather Jordan 1 Bread, and Justin Timberlake's Jordan 1 Legends of the Summer that Grady Dick failed to wear to match his draft day suit. I'm not gonna spoil which pair Reggie kept for himself if he could only pick one, but I will tell you which one I would go with, and it's the one where I can scratch off Slim Shady's name, sorry, Marshall, and put Cousteau on there. Nike's New York versus New York basketball tournament, a coming together of the best high school talent in the city, is back. So this is where Nike went after Adidas signed the Drew League. Okay, at least that's how it looks in my head canon. Anyways, it's only week 1, but the stars have come out. We've got Jason Tatum in attendance with his pink lemonade Jordan Tatum 1s in tow, Lance Stevenson being born ready and staying ready, and Jadakiss signing those same pink lemonade Tatum 1s. That's That's so weird to me. Man, listen, if you would have told me 20 years ago that Jadakiss, who dropped one of the hardest sneaker commercials with Allen Iverson, you know the one, even on the court we stay fly, Jada and AI, make sure you go get the A5s.
Even on the court we stay fly, Jada and AI, make sure you go get the A5s.
Yeah, that Jadakiss. If you had told me 20 years ago Kiss would be signing a pink lemonade colorway of Jason Tatum's first signature shoe, I'd be like, wait, who's Jason Tatum? Before we move on with the show, we here at Hard Pass would like to pass along our prayers and condolences to the family and friends of Chris Pintup, aka Santo, co-founder of Los Angeles-based brand, but really it's Venice-based brand, Born and Raised. According to a statement on the brand's IG account, he leaves behind his wife Anna and 3 children, Marilyn, Carter, and David, a sister, 3 brothers, his mother, stepmother, and stepfather, his beloved grandparents, his family at Born and Raised, his extended native family, the city of Los Angeles that he loved and championed, and an extensive network of true friends. A fierce champion for Venice who rallied against gentrification, Santo was asked in an interview if he had a negative opinion of people who moved to his home base. He said, "No, absolutely not. I'm not one to say no one deserves to come here. I just think there's a wrong and right way to do it. I like the metaphor. If I'm going to step into someone else's home, I take my shoes off." A few weeks ago, Santo visited his alma mater, Venice Beach High School, and gifted every graduate a pair of Born and Raised upcoming Nike SB Dunk collabs, which has now been delayed. So rest in peace, Santo. All right, it's the Heat Check, where we bring you everything that's dropping this week. We have the women's Air Jordan 2 Low Varsity Royal on the 6 for $150. The Nike Air Foamposite 1 Metallic Red, those are going to be $240. The Nike Jaw 1 Ember Glow, those are on the 7th for $110. The Puma MB02 Low Queen City, those are going to be $130. The Reebok Blast, the Alamo, those are $150. Sean Wotherspoon Adidas Ortero, those are $160. Air Jordan 1 High Golf Bordeaux, those are going to be $180. The Thule Yato and women's Adidas Forum 84 High on the 8th for $130. Then our pick of the week is the Air Jordan 2 Low UNC. These are going to be on the 8th as well for $160. Look, it's not every day that Jordan Brand treats one of their retros with a commercial, but this one is special. To be fair, the spot doesn't specify what makes this particular release special, but we'll take what we can. This was once a player exclusive that Michael Jordan wore during a North Carolina versus UCLA alumni game. And with Jordan Brand really pushing the 2s to be appreciated on the level of the 1s, 3s, and 4s, it's a good pull from the archives. You can't go wrong with Jordans and Carolina Blue. And this is just another example of that. All right, let's continue with the hot takes. Props to Sir Nick Faldo for saying the quiet part out loud. Actually, it's not that quiet. Everybody knows it. Greg Norman and Liv can keep pretending they're relevant and act like those teams they made up with the lame names and bad logos are going to be cool someday. But Sir Nick is right. No one will ever care about team golf except when it's Ryder Cup time. It's not golf at the highest level. It's a gimmick like Top Golf or Pop Stroke or the fancy tech-based league Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy are starting next year. I like to think this is Sir Nick needling Norman again like he did in '96. So yeah. Good to know that pettiness never ended. So, after I took an unprovoked shot at The Flash last week, I finally watched it and I have to say, boy, I really hope that this is the end of the Snyderverse. Don't get me wrong. I actually enjoyed the movie for what it was and not what it means for DC movies moving forward, but remind me never to take Tom Cruise's movie recommendations seriously ever again. As far as other comic book cinematic universes that are still working, kinda. Secret Invasion is on Disney+. We're only 2 episodes in, so I'm going to reserve my judgment until we get deeper into the season. But man, the intrigue about who has been a secret Skrull this whole time is super compelling to me. I have my theories about who the big reveal on the show will be, but as far as the wider MCU, I find it hard to believe they're going to give us any of the big names who have been on this ride for years now. Like, I've seen theories online that it might be on the level of a Loki or an Ant-Man or a Yelena from Black Widow, and man, I gotta call BS on all of those. It's different when it's comic books where they can easily retcon stuff to make everything fit, but I don't think Marvel is going to like the reaction from fans when they reveal the characters and actors they've stanned for years now are actually secret bad guys. Well, are they bad guys? Anyways. If they really want to blow people's minds but also not ruin the fandom, Marvel needs to reveal a famous figure who was loved by many and reviled in equal amounts to be a Skrull. That way, the blowback is minimal. And that is why the character is Elon Musk from Iron Man 2. It would also be great if we found out that he and his Twitter Blue subscribers with 50 followers were actually Skrulls in real life, but that's probably asking for too much. And now for a comic book cinematic universe that does work, the Spider-Verse. 2 weeks ago, we shared our love for the Sneds shout out. This week, we got confirmation that the Spider-Man India and Spider-Punk Secret Handshake was inspired by LeBron and D. Wade. Man, Iron Man and Cap would never. During Microsoft's FTC trial over their acquisition attempt of Activision Blizzard, documents revealed they tried to buy Sega first and got close to making it happen. Can that still go down so Microsoft can pay for all the music licensing that it would take to make Jet Set Radio Future backwards compatible finally? That and EA, so we can get Def Jam Fight for New York too. Please? Thank you. Congratulations to the Washington Wizards. Maybe. They just traded for the next generation Gilbert Arenas and Jordan Poole. Think about it. Like Arenas, Poole is a gifted scorer who started his career with the Golden State Warriors before moving on to Chocolate City. And like Arenas, Poole, who has a proclivity for taking ill-advised shots that somehow go in, it's not a direct one-to-one comparison, of course. Nobody sucker punched Gilbert while he was in Oakland as far as we know. And Poole is coming to DC with the championship ring. Big city plus big contract plus ring minus Draymond. Oh, you know the pool party is going to be open all day and all night. On and off the court, man. That kid is going to lead the league in scoring. In the NBA, I guess. So, we forgot to point this out during our Nikola Jokic episode, but man, all props to DeAndre Jordan. I know, I don't usually acknowledge the Clippers, blah, blah, blah. Not to ruin the bit, but I do root for the Lob City Clippers when they win. In particular, DeAndre, Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, and Jamal Crawford. Why? Because between those four guys, they hosted so many sneaker events in LA during my blogging days that I saw them more than I did some friends and family during the course of a year. I remember DeAndre doing signings at the Beverly Center when he was an Under Armour guy and when he was dunking on Brandon Knight and doing the dunk face. Memories. I still don't care about the Clippers, but it's cool to see them succeed. Hey, Dame Lillard. We know you don't want to leave Portland. Or, at the very least, you do want to leave Portland, but you don't want to burn your bridges like Dwight Howard did in Orlando or Vince Carter once did in Toronto. You want your first game back in Portland to be a celebration where they cheer you like you did bring them a ring. I'm here to tell you, ask for the trade. You'll be fine. As somebody who occasionally saw firsthand your connection to the city every time Adidas launched your signature shoe, you're gonna be okay, except if you ask for a trade to my 17-time world champion Los Angeles Lakers. I would imagine they won't like that, but for any other team, you're golden, Dame. And finally, before we move on to Hard Pass, I just want to give a special congratulations to Grady Dick, the guy who should have worn the Legend of Summer 1s to complete his draft day fit. Look, I didn't know Grady from Peyton Pritchard before last week, but between the name, the suit, the sponsorship, and the Drake fanboying, he's already kind of annoying in that Pat Bev kind of way. But he's also pretty smart, parlaying the novelty of being Grady Dick, so I have to give him his due. Let's hope he lives up to that Reggie Miller comp the Ringer gave him on their draft guide. Yeah, I know, Reggie Miller. I'm just as surprised as you are. All right, it's time for this week's Hard Pass, where we take a look at something in the culture that just needs to go. Okay, we're going to keep it short this week. We mentioned earlier in the show the tragic passing of Born and Raised co-founder Chris Santo. There's never a good time for any of this to happen, but in kind of a cruel twist, Spanto's passing comes a few weeks before what was supposed to be the scheduled release of the brand's Nike SB Dunk collab. Born and Raised profile was already rising thanks to collabs with New Era, Converse, the Lakers, Rams, Dodgers, Kings, and LAFC. In the last month, they released a collection with Levi's in honor of Spanto's late father. It was all coming together, and the SB Dunk was going to be another moment for Chris and his team. But now, it's going to mean something totally different. Whenever Nike and the various skate shops who have the shoes decide to release them, it should be a celebration of Spanto's life. The impact that he had in his community, the one that he fought for and defended to stay true to its roots and should never be forgotten. What it shouldn't be is a gross attempt to profit off a tragedy and collect clout along the way. Look, I know that nothing that I say or do will stop people from talking about how much more valuable the shoes are now. We saw the effect a tragedy can have on a few sneakers a few years ago when prices shot up for Kobe Pro Tros that were previously just sitting in stores and Nike outlets. You're already seeing it from those who have sold their early pairs of the born and raised dunks. The numbers are going up. It's the way the world works. And I'm not here to tell people what to sell and what not to sell when a tragedy occurs. Really, I'm not. Do what you're going to do. Just shut up about it. Don't brag. Don't flex. Definitely don't post a video on YouTube talking about how sad you are that you're flipping them. Okay, that's going to do it for the show. Thank you for watching Hard Pass. I'm Jacques Slade. I'll see you next week. If you'd like to possibly be featured in a future episode, call us at 818-493-9325. Leave a short message, your social media if you want, no more than 30 seconds. All right, I'll see you next week. Peace.